This is an HP mini computer which is set up in docking mode down here on the table so that I can look outside and see the nice world. And I'm getting all the functionality out of an ordinary desktop out of a $275 HP with a significant number of upgrades, including the Unicomp keyboard, which is the modern version of the Unicomp is the modern version of the old IBM keyboards from the 1980s, if you like the sound of a IBM. And I will now talk a little bit about the possibilities with this computer. First, here's what you need to know to make it go faster. First of all, you go into MSCONFIG and uncheck any of the software coming from Hewlett-Packard. If you turn off this software from Hewlett-Packard, when the computer reboots, that software will be turned off and it will go much faster. You will reduce your CPU usage from about 60% to about 10% just by doing that. That alone is going to make the computer operate more quickly. Second, you want to use the Readyboost feature, and this is one of the reasons why you want to upgrade from Windows Starter 7 to the full version. The Readyboost feature simply requires that you take a memory stick like this one and stick it in the computer. When you do that, a program will come up, providing you're using a reasonably modern memory stick, and it will say, do you want me to use this as additional memory? What's happening here is that in the ordinary course of things, when your RAM gets overfilled, when your random access memory is all completely used by all the different programs that you're running, the computer is forced to write to the hard drive. Writing to the hard drive is a slow process. When you give the computer an additional memory stick and allow it to configure it for operational purposes, it will speed up the performance of the computer, and that actually speeds it up more than giving it additional RAM appears to do. So this is definitely an option to be considered, and if you've got 1 gig of RAM, you will need approximately a 4 gig memory stick, and if you've got 2 gigs of RAM, you will need an 8 gig memory stick. You can buy an 8 gig memory stick for 10 bucks these days from places like Newegg or Amazon. So it's definitely something to consider. So the first thing you do is go into MSCONFIG, which I will demo for you. Let's try to zoom in a little bit. So you come down here and you type in MSCONFIG, and then this little dialog box comes in, and you can see there that it says Startup, and so you click on Startup, and then all these things come in here, and you're looking for things that say HP. So HP Quick Launch, unclick. HP Schedule Application, unclick. HP Wireless Assistant, unclick. Zumo Drive, haven't needed it. Arc Start, haven't needed it. And so I unclick all those things. That will make your CPU usage decline from roughly 50 to 60% down to about 10%. So then you have to reboot the computer, and you click OK. And if you ever get regrets and want to have a slow computer again, all you have to do is come back and click those things. In theory, you could go in and uninstall all this stuff. However, if Hewlett-Packard is making a software product which is fundamentally useless to begin with, I fail to see why they would go through the trouble to make it so that if you install it, the computer would work without it. In other words, I'm not certain that you can do a clean uninstall with this product. So as for the Readyboost feature, which is really a powerful add-on and feature of these things, come into your control panel and type in Readyboost. And actually, even before I end the word ready, you will see this thing come up which says Performance Information and Tools. And if you click on this, you will get, it says information on how to use a storage device to speed up your computer, and you will get a full description of what Readyboost can do for you in the window that pops up. So you really want to do that, although you may find that your older memory sticks may not be useful in this application. On places like Newegg, if you type in Readyboost, some of the memory stick options that are specifically advertised as compatible with Readyboost will come up. But frankly, others will work as well. So finally, upgrading the RAM is very easy to do. When I did it a few months ago, it cost 25 bucks. Since then, I see that the price has fallen to 15. So there are, I like to buy this kind of stuff from Crucial.com. I have no affiliation with them. Crucial is very good. They have a product which you can download onto your computer. It will evaluate what upgrades you can make to your memory. That's all they do is sell memory and make recommendations. In addition to which, they have a very nice video on how to take the back panel off of your HP Mini and install the new RAM. So it makes it pretty easy. There are also some excellent YouTube videos which show you how to do this, so I don't need to do it all over again. Finally, if you use this little computer in docking mode, it's actually got quite a bit of capability. The main thing is that for Wi-Fi, you may be tempted to close it because that's what looks best, but if you want your Wi-Fi to work, you're going to have to leave it open. The way the antenna is worked, you're not going to get performance out of it unless it's open. The other thing, of course, is that if you're using an HP Mini as opposed to a bigger laptop, you're going to say, well, what about my fat fingers? I can't type on this little keyboard. And so you might want to consider getting a folding keyboard. Matthias makes the best one. They're light, they're easy to carry. There was one that folds into 4 sections, which looks kind of cool, but this wire on that keyboard is a non-standard connector, and it is very weak, and when it fails you will have to buy a new keyboard because they don't sell the connector. So you're better off with the Matthias, which uses a standard mini and regular USB connector. So that's about it. I think that these machines have quite a bit of capability in comparison to things like iPad. If you like to type, and in comparison to Nook, I mean, you can use either Barnes & Noble Nook, you can use Google Books software, you can use on an HP Mini, you've got a computer, so you can use all these software products. And you have the ability, of course, to go out and type and take it somewhere and do serious work on it. So for in my opinion, so far I consider it to be more useful than an iPad, particularly if you're interested in having a tool which allows you to put up PowerPoints and do other things. I just find it to be more convenient so far. I'm not saying that there aren't workarounds. If you're using something like an iPad, I suppose you can upload your files and things to the internet and then open them. But still, there's a tremendous amount of capability in these systems. They're very inexpensive, and if you follow these upgrade procedures, you will get more performance out of them. Thank you for your time.